And joining us now is Father Jay Finelli, who is a great friend to Catholic TV, and viewers will be familiar with him from his Going My Way appearance. And Father Finelli is a blogger. He's also an SQPN podcaster on all things Catholic and then some. And thanks so much for being here, Father.
Well, thank you. It's good to see you again.
Yeah. You posted some great insights about the use of the translation of the New Roman Missal. Maybe if you could talk a little bit about that and how important that was to sort of get people starting to talk about it and familiar with it.
It really is important. You know, I've been talking about it to my parishioners for over 2 years now, because I said if we don't get them excited about it and wanting to do it, then it's going to flop. Yeah. So we really have to do our part. But I think it's really important at this point because the words are just so rich and so beautiful. And when you think about our Catholic faith, it's rich and beautiful, and it explains itself. There's no need for an explanation. So if someone were to drop into a Mass somewhere and just listen, they can learn. Mm.
Absolutely.
And that's so rich and so important, although it's a struggle.
Yeah. But it's too. I've heard so many people talk about how it's getting people more to listen to the words more fully, and maybe sort of, gets them to pay a little more attention, because you do fall into the trap, and myself included, where you get into a routine and you're just sort of saying it, and all of a sudden now you have to sort of think about it a little bit more. Yeah.
You really do. And anything you have to work hard for is worth it, and we're really working together. And I think at the same time, not only to give us a deeper, more beautiful liturgy, the Mass, but also to bring greater unity, because we're struggling together to make it right.
Yeah, that's for sure. Father, Kevin brought up that post of beauty and liturgy. Tell us, what are some of the other things going on at iPadre.net?
Well, I'm up to 242 episodes. I would have never imagined. It's 6 years. And I thought I would have pod-faded years ago. But for some reason, I keep going. I did a great interview with Lisa Hendy, because she has a great new book about Catholic saints for moms, or saints for Catholic moms. I did a sound seeing tour out at the Basilica and Cathedral of St. Peter and Paul in Philly when I went down to the Mighty Max premiere. I did a great part on the new liturgical movement, and I had Monsignor Moroni down, and there's always something new and exciting about our faith. We don't run out of ideas because it's endless.
Talk about being out there too, Father, in these technological avenues, and being available for people, and to have them have access to things like this, to be able to check in about the New Roman Missal, or go to a cathedral in Philadelphia. How important it is to be out there and to be able to do this and bring that to people?
Well, I just gave a talk at Holy Apostles Seminary in Cromwell, and I said to the seminarians in the laity taking this communication class of how important it is, no matter how technical abilities you might have or not have, it's important that we do our part, because there are people that are not ever going to enter into the door of the church. And maybe we're the only one that they'll actually hear, because they're searching the internet and fall upon this crazy priest called iPadre or someone else. And that might give them the little push they need to say, well, this Catholic faith isn't as bad as I read about in the newspapers, and maybe I can drop in someday. So that's really what pushes me on.
It's so true that these sort of informal ways of being a presence to people, to bring the good news onto their mobile device, to their living rooms, on television, and you sharing your time here, just chatting about the struggles we're all going through with the translation, and learning together in joy. Why is this so important, to be this presence to people, this evangelization of through really a technological means?
Well, really, this is nothing new. We've been doing it for 2,000 years. So if we drop the ball now, we're going to miss maybe a generation or two or more generations. It's just a new way of reaching out with the gospel. And if St. Paul was here today, he would be at the forefront, with his sandals and all. He'd be there on his iPhone and his iPad, and he'd be spreading the message as he can, because there are people that don't know even old media now. But this kind of a merging together, because I'm in a new media, but you're doing more of a traditional media, but we all come together as one, because it's one work that we're doing.
Absolutely.
And to bring that new evangelization out, we have to do what we can to reach out in any corner of the earth that we can.
And we were talking about being busy, especially during this season of Advent. But how do you sort of keep it all together, Father? I know you're priest in a parish. You're also doing a lot of this new technology thing. And how's it all come together?
I don't know. There are some Sunday nights after masses and everything, I'm just too tired. Sometimes I'll push myself, and other times I'll just say, today I need a break. And you do it as you can, because we have to remember at one point, it's not a job. This is a vocation. It's a way of life for us. So we also need our rest, and people understand that.
Yeah.
And they'll write an email if I haven't podcasted for a week or two and say, "Are you all right, Father?" "No, I'm still alive. I just need a breath of fresh air."
That's great.
Now, speaking of all right, Father, here's the burning question. You've got to tell this to all your brother priests. How did you really feel about being on Going My Way?
Well, I'm really, I'm excited about it because it's another way to reach out there, my dear friend over there, Father Chris, he's tough, but, I gave it back, But, it's just another way of reaching out with the good news because, it's important that people see us as priests as not some statue figure up there that's perfect. We have our faults and our failures. We have our fun times and we have our challenging times. And that makes us the person that we are. And to reach out with that, it's just important. So I'd say to my brother priest, get on out there and enjoy yourself at the same time.
That's right. That's right.
And drop by Going My Way.
Yes. Yes.
Now, let people know, again, if they don't, where they can find, or where they can listen to some podcasts and hear about your blog.
Well, they can go to www.ipadre.net. That's IPADRE.net. Or they can go into the iTunes store. I have my own app now, so I'm on the iPhone and the Android. So they can find me a little of anywhere. Just plug iPadre into Google and they'll find me.
That's great.
That's perfect. That's great. Thank you.
Thanks so much for being here, Father. And we continued success with your work, and we hope it continues and you're able to take some breaks when you can.
It's a gift to be here with you, and thank you for the great work you guys are doing for the church. You have a great team.
Thank you. You've been a great friend to Catholic TV. Thank you.
Well, we're going to take a quick break right now. We're going to come back with more of This Is the Day right after this.